Port Albert's had a long and varied history, and probably three main events took place to shape the history of the port. The first was its discovery in 1841, which allowed the emerging farming and squatting community to get their produce out. Primary produce went mainly to Tasmania, where the penal settlement was, and the wool went up to Sydney. The second major event in the establishment of Port Albert was the discovery of gold in Gippsland in the 1850s. All the gold came down here to Port Albert to be shipped off to Melbourne. A fishing industry took off here in Port Albert in 1892 when the Great Southern Railway line came through and terminated here. And that meant that the fishermen could get their fish through to the Melbourne markets in a nice fresh state, and we soon became one of the leading fisheries in the whole of Victoria.
This is one of the old fishing boats from Port Albert, and to steer it, if you want the bow to go to the right, you've got to push it to the left, and if you want to go to the left, you've got to push it to the right. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Over the years, 60 odd ships have been wrecked around the Port Albert entrance, and the first one was the paddle steamer, the Clonmel, that these artefacts came from, and it was wrecked on the 2nd of January in 1841.
This Maritime Museum has an extensive archive which contains artefacts, documents and photographs from the beginning of Port Albert. These records relate to all the people who came by ship through the port. People who are researching family trees are more than welcome to use our extensive facilities.